Hi y'all, it's Alice with Vintage Galley Teens. I'm coming to you with another tag, thank you tag, and here I'm just starting right off the bat with covering up the tag itself, and I'm using a black cardstock to cover that up. I'm going to trim the pretty much the excess throughout the entire tag, and then I'm going to come back and I'm going to start cutting out the goggles and the eyes, and I'm using the We Are Memory circular, what is it, dies, I guess. I don't know if it's I think they're called steel dies. I'm not sure exactly what they're called. I did use my yellow Copic to color up the little circulars to make that tag stand out. Sorry, I forgot about that part. But so I get my, those dies, I get my 1.5 inch and my ½ inch. And that ½ inch, I'm not going to actually use the circular part of, or the inner part of the ½ inch. It's just to cut it out to create that goggle look of the Minion. And I'm actually using my crumb cake. I was actually gonna tell my friend when I was creating the sample for her to not to really look into the goggle too much, because I was probably going to change it into a grayer, darker tone. But when I saw the finished product of the sample, I really liked the way it looked. The crumb cake did not look, you know, brown or tan too much. It just looked, it looked nice. I really liked the way all the colors kind of blend. And my husband, I asked him to, what do you think? Should I tell her not to look at the goggles, that I'm going to change it either way, or should I just send her a picture of this one? And he's like, send her the picture of that one. That, I mean, you already have that cardstock in, you know, in stock, so just do that. You know, you already have it. So I'm like, okay. So that's what I did. I used the crumb cake. I'm like, sorry, I'm looking at the eyes that I'm creating. Okay, that white part is the 1 inch part of my punch, and I'm using regular printing paper for that. That on the yellow part, which is going to be the head, is going to be 3-inch circle. That's what I'm using. For the goggle part, or what holds the goggles, I guess, it's just a strip of black cardstock. I didn't measure that. That's pretty much any random strip that I was cutting out from the same black cardstock that I was using to create the, or to cover the tags. And so that's going to be placed on the head a little bit closer to the top. Then I'm going to place down my white eyes, and then I will put, I don't know why I showed you that I was placing the black eyeballs in the inner part ahead of time. I think I was trying something out and it didn't work out. So I decided to place the white part of the eyes down first, use my foam tabs to pop up the goggles, which is that circular part over there, that part right there. And so then I'm gonna put that down. Oh, I know what, you know what, I was trying to adhere the white part to the goggles and then adhere all that together onto the yellow cardstock, but I think it just didn't line up right. So putting the white paper down and then popping up the goggles made everything look a bit more uniform. It just kind of flowed much better. I think that's why I showed that before, and then I'm doing this instead. And so then after that, that's when I come back and I put the black part of the eyes in the inner part. That way I can play around with the eyes and whether I want them looking to the left, to the right, have their eyes looking a little weird. That was my part. I did a lot of random eyes on the minions. I didn't really keep them all the same. I wanted each minion to have a different look. And so that, I really like the way that part turned out. And then for the hair, because on the Minion picture that she showed me, for the hair, did I even tell you that I'm making this for a friend? I'm sorry, I kind of just jumped into the tutorial, right? For the hair, I'll tell you right now. For the hair, she showed me a picture how she wanted the Minion to look, and the hair, they look like a whole bunch of little pieces of hair on top, and I thought that was going to be too time consuming. So I cut little squares of hair, and then I cut little strips within that square so it won't be so difficult to glue to the head, and then I would just fan that out is what I thought. And yeah, it did work out like that. So I cut random little strips, and then I would just place them on the head and then fan them out randomly. So my friend saw the baby shower cards that I created last week, and so she asked me, do you do Minion, anything Minion? And I said, well, you know, just show me a picture of what you're looking into and I'll try to create something for you. And she showed me, so that's okay. Right there, I'm actually gonna cut the Minion up a little. That's why I was making the line down there. So I go over and trim that head a little. But yeah, so I told her, yeah, I'd create something for you. And so I showed her the sample. She said, I love it. Um, so I'm creating 25 tags for her. And I really don't know how to charge for this. So I charged her $15 for 25 tags. These are friends of mine, you know. I'm not looking into getting rich and everything. You know, I'm not gonna go over and beyond and charge somebody so much. I'm just excited that they're coming to me and asking me to create something for them, and that in itself is such a reward for me, and I just feel good doing that. So right here I'm showing you that I'm going to use my Stampin' Up, what do you call it, the framelit and the frame die, and of course that's what I've been using throughout my entire thank you tags that I've been creating for like my niece and for my friend, and now for my other friend I'm using the back yellow cardstock. I'm using just regular printing paper in the front, and this is for a second birthday party, excuse me. And so this is for this is in Spanish as well, so it just says thank you for coming to my second birthday party. I hope you guys like this, and I will be back with more. Thanks guys, bye.